So net neutrality, I've not only did it in my Senate career, made it very clear, went to Netroots, did it there, went to forums everywhere I could. During my campaign for Senate, we laid it all out. And in this campaign, I even tweeted on this a few months ago. Matter of fact, it might have been, I can't remember if it was before or after the campaign.
It was right after we announced.
Right after
Yeah.
we announced about, where's the governor on this? I know where I am. I call it internet freedom. Net neutrality, people go, what does that mean? Are we in a neutral zone?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's internet freedom, because we need to have the internet as free so we can do what's going on now. The innovation that's come out of the internet is unbelievable. The federal government made a big error in the early days when the military actually created the internet. Why they didn't make some sort of condition that use of it will always be open and free. That didn't happen. This is another big mistake by the federal government on an asset that the private sector is taking advantage of and make billions of dollars off of. And we are about to pay for this if we don't be careful here. This current administration, Trump administration, this is a perfect place where the current administration didn't push back. And you didn't hear one word. And Senator Dunleavy, I don't even know if he knows what net neutrality is. Why isn't he saying anything? This is government in a lot of ways not keeping things open for all of us to use. This is the greatest innovator. I know what, to date myself when my computer was a 64K, the Commodore, before that the K-Pro, and where we are today is amazing. That's not because, some economics worked in some corner in some small room. It's because we had this flow of information. Why, when I sat in the Senate, and I remember this to this day, and I was in there and there's an issue coming up relating to the internet, and the committee folks were all telling me, I was in the leadership meeting, and they all said, oh no, it's bipartisan, everything's good. I said, no, I'm raising my hand and said, no, I think there's a problem here. I said, the problem is you're about, in the eyes of some, restrict the utilization of the web. And I said, I would not do that if I were you. Oh no, look, we went through this committee, it's bipartisan. I want to say, yeah, the average age of the committee members is 60 plus. They got a BlackBerry, not an iPhone. They don't know what's going on. And I said this to leadership, and they just kind of laughed at me. Within 24 hours after that bill was placed down out of committee, the whole system was overloaded. Because why? Through social media and connection out there, people told everyone, look what the U.S. Congress. There was members of Congress who took their names off the bill because it got so much heat. Now, I never went on that bill because I thought, this is crazy, and that's a form of, it's not only net neutrality, but it's all this other activity that's trying to control and limit people's access in and out, unless you pay an enormous amount of money, and then they'll give you all kinds of access. But that's not what the innovation is about. That's not what the creativity. When you think about education today, can you imagine if you were restricted in your classroom, and I'll use this simplistic way of looking, the pipe shrunk because you used too much of it, and then they say, well, I'm sorry, sixth period, you don't get as much. If you're in first period, you get the first run at the, So, no, I'm a huge supporter. I think it's important. I think we have to be careful that we don't start doing things. And again, a governor cannot be afraid to push back on President Trump when he's wrong, which will be frequent when it comes to these kinds of issues. And you have to push back and not be afraid of repercussions. And I think the current administration, Senator Dunleavy, have never done that in a way that makes it loud enough for Alaskans to understand and hear their voice.